We're back at it again. New title, new month. It's gonna be a short stream today. We got an ad starting soon on Twitch. I don't know when it's starting. Just as soon. I don't remember if I'm saying your name on here or not. But Crit, thanks for the sub. No notifications! I cannot fix them. I don't know what's wrong. I can't figure it out. I don't know why my notifications aren't working. At some point, I hope to figure it out and fix it. But thank you for the sub. Oh, and now there's an ad. Anyway, we're gonna do one more once over with the pastures. Am I keeping these? I can probably get rid of the Leafeon and keep this one. Haven't played since last stream. I mean that day. I did add. I got a new Ursaluna. I had a Alpha Teddiursa. It is now trapped in home for the time being. I added it. I added my old Ursaluna to this section. What else? Rotom got added because I have this one. Because it's Modest, but I don't know if I really need Modest. To be honest, I could probably get rid of that one and just keep. Where is this one? The Alpha. Not a good nature, but we don't need every single Rotom. You know what? We'll add this Rotom. Level 40. Level 40 with at least one 3-stat. That is a Grit Pebble. Oh, and I rearranged. I don't remember if I rearranged the boxes on stream or not. We'll add it to the end of that grouping. So off of stream, I did that. I leveled up Teddy Ursa to Ursaring to Ursaluna, and I found that teleport me. Let me teleport. I wish there was a teleport to that lady. That oh, it was Grit Pebble. I think I'm gonna need more Grit Pebbles. So I was gonna make sure to add all those Pokemon that could be Grit Pebble to ensure the maximum amount of pebbles that I could get. I thought they were lower on the list. There's a lot of Grit Pebble. Wait, is there? There's actually a lot of Grit Rock. After a certain point in the game, you're very likely to get Grit Rocks. I know I'm gonna get a ton of Grit Rock. I believe I'll max out. I believe I'm gonna double max out on the Grit Rock. I think what's gonna be hardest for me to get is probably Gravel. But yeah, that's what I noticed. Grit Rock's gonna be easy to get. I think Grit Dust is actually not that hard to get either. Let's just go to the guy. I don't think I need to spend that much more time in the pastures. Now, I believe, so I know how to set up the glitch for the quote-unquote infinite money, whatever. Infinite, wow, grit glitch. But I'm going to try a different way because I was reading that there's an alternate way to actually get the essentially it's one less Pokemon to sacrifice in the beginning. So because I want level 8. This is a level 25. 25, no 3s, Grit Gravel, and I do want Gravel. I'll be getting Grit Pebbles. Do I want... Wait. I feel like I'm definitely overthinking this. You know what? It's fine. What I'm going to do... I'm going to select all of these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then use these 2, 4, 6. Well, all the full boxes I'm going to select. Okay. And then these 5, 11, 13, 16 and 13 is 29. 29. I'm definitely. I feel like I'm definitely gonna go over the maximum amount. But I'm gonna use these like scragglers at the end to dupe. There we go. This is very long-winded, very annoying. Oh, I forgot to add Leafeon. I'm gonna add Leafeon. I'm not gonna add the Clefairy. What did I add? Oh, I moved the Rotom. That's what it was. Okay. Also, I'm not sure because this is gonna be rock. I don't know if it'll give me multiple rocks because it's at the highest level. Well, it's almost at the highest level, and it's got multiple 10s. I don't think so. I think it will just give me the singular rock. But it's fine. Using that for the dupe? Okay, yeah, it's fine. So, okay. One more check. 11 to 24. That's this. It is no 3s, so it'll give dust. And then I'll get overridden. 3, 3, 3, and 3, even though they're under 10. Having 3 will give grit gravel. So I think all I need right now for the glitch. The first couple times I tried it, I had used 2 Pokemon. Like you need, to my understanding, you needed 2 initial sacrifices. But I don't think you actually need to release the 2 in the beginning. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see. Can we get the first try? Okay, sacrifice. I mean, release. Yes. Now, every time I've tried it, we've had to release another Pokemon. But we're going to not do that. We're just going to select all these other Pokemon. You know what? If it doesn't work, then we could just reset and try again. Hold on. I wanted to check the weights, I think, on a lot of these Pokemon. Not the weight, like the weight and the height. I don't remember if I actually did that or not. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Skip that page. This page. Skip this page. We're already almost done. Huh. Not as many of these have 3s in them as I thought they did. Wait. Do I want to keep Cleffa? Number caught, small. I don't think I looked at their size. It's fine. We can, if we don't get the glitch, we'll just reset. We only need 3 small? That's fine. Alright, that's everyone, right? I think that's all of them. Okay, that should be it. And then we release. Okay. So I believe the glitch is active. Right? Oh wait, did I not go out to begin with? Did I have to do that? I guess we'll find out. Dust, pebbles, rocks, gravel again. Select Pokemon. Release. Back out. Alright, here we go. Pebbles, rocks, gravel. Okay, we got a rock. That makes sense. Pebble, rock, gravel. You know, now I'm not so confident that I'm gonna actually double max out. I don't know, in my head I was getting a lot more. That's crazy. That means that most of those level 50 to 74 didn't have a single 3 or higher stat. Because I got rid of 3 boxes of 50, or 4 boxes of 50 to 74. Which isn't even... Which should be at least... Well, maybe not at least, but... I don't know. There should be a lot more, at least pebbles, maybe? Did I do it wrong? So this one would be a rock. Which is the thing that we get to begin with. 98 pebbles. That would be like a little, maybe a little over 3 boxes? It's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna bother trying to look in too deep about this. This one was... This is probably gonna be a pebble? Grit pebble? Okay. This will be a rock. This will be a rock. What's this one gonna be? 25, no stats, gravel. This will be a pebble. Maybe I will max out on pebbles. That's 98 pebbles. I'm gonna be getting a lot of pebbles here. I wonder if he stops you at a certain point, like, hey, you've gotten too many of these. Don't release any more Pokemon. Is this gonna be a rock? Oh, it's a pebble. I need 2 more. Let me see how much grit we got. Maybe I should have stole all the grit I had already and bought other stuff. And I believe that's the last one. Yeah, Wormadam. Dust, pebbles, rocks, gravel. 655 pebbles were sent to your storage since you have no more room in your satchel. 503 sacks of grit gravel were sent to your storage since you have no room for them in your satchel. 385 grit rocks, blah blah blah. I mean, dust was 73, but whatever. Ooh, it's yellow. It turns yellow. And we maxed out on gravel and pebbles, so I'm pretty sure that just disappears into the ether. So I think I'll reset and sell my gravel and pebbles. Also, I'm pretty sure that if you want to maximize your money, you actually want to sell grit dust. I'm pretty sure you make the most money off of actually selling grit dust. So what was it? It was gravel and pebble. We'll do a reset. I could just buy Pokeballs, I guess. How much do we have? Wish we could figure out other than counting. Other than counting, if we could figure out how many we actually went over, but we'll just sell. We'll just sell all of it. It's fine. So it was at least 500, right? We actually can figure it out. If I rewind time. Alright, what were we getting rid of? We're getting rid of gravel and pebbles. And 655 were sent to storage. But that is the max. Gravel is 503. Oh, that's the maximum. I wonder if we got actually, how much more we actually got. And then Grit Rocks is 300 something. Maybe we sell half? I feel like Pebble's gonna be what we had the most of. Let's see. What was it? Pebble, gravel was 503. pebble is, it was 655. Yeah, 655. So let's see how many. Let's put down how many rocks we got. 385. And dust was. Well, was there an overflow? There wasn't an overflow of dust. Okay. Let's go back to live. So if we sell at least that amount, we'll get, well, if we sell out of all of our pebble and gravel, we'll end up with more of them than we have now. So I think that's a positive. But do I want to go lower than that? And rocks? Rocks we were pretty good on rocks. Let's, because these three are pretty important to have in my opinion. If you're leveling up Pokemon. We have 595,000. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with that. What can we buy? Oh, I don't want to buy anything from you. You don't sell the things that I want. I don't think he sells anything I want either. Alright. I was crafting Pokeballs, but... Oh, wait, I could buy Steel Globs. I love them! Okay. Yeah. I like these. I never used the Stealth Spray, but I probably should. Let's get to 100. $110. No. Here. Oh, that's it? Wait. Oh, there's more? Is it just one more spot? Alright, let's do one more. Maybe it's the last one. I don't remember how many there are at maximum. Really? This one might be the last one, but I'm not certain of that. Does that seem correct? The last upgrade costs $1 million? Well, it can't cost $1 million. Because you can't even hold $1 million. Let's see. Cost for upgrade. What did we just spend? 300? How is the last one $1 million when you can only carry 999,000? Well, I guess we could do that. We could just upgrade some more. We would have 19,000 Poké Dollars left. Or I could buy sticky globs and stuff. What am I more likely to sell off or make more money off of having? More space for items to sell later? Or more items to help catch Pokemon? Because I think there's more than one dex entry for stunning Pokemon. I'm not going to go through all these, right? We need Scatterbanks to scare stuff. $3,200,000. I think is the maximum or the total amount we have left. 3,200,000 for all the rest of the upgrades. We don't need to max it out. I think we do need more sticky globs though. Okay. Now we will re-release. Oh, I forgot to show on here. So, oh, I can't show it because I got rid of it. I could show it afterwards. I'll do all that all over again. Start with Zubat, release, yes, mass release. Okay. Actually, this would be the way to do it. 98 Pebble. 53 Rock. 82 Gravel. And then multiply. Multiply and maybe add, but we're not going to do that much work. Or did I say 29? I think it was 29 Pokemon. So we take those numbers. And it's 2. Nope, didn't do it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, that did it. 29. 18. 25. How was I that wrong? 24, 25. Okay. I don't know how I got 29 before. Oh well. 25. And it'll be off by a couple, but so for gravel, it should be 2050, which is definitely over by a pretty good margin because we double maxed out on it. So even if you subtracted the number we had in there already. 2050 is double that of 999 twice. And Pebble is 2450. And finally Rock which we know we didn't double max out of 1,300 and was it 25? Yeah. So if and when we do this in the future, because we probably will, why wouldn't we? We need to be more careful about how many, I guess, lower level Pokemon we use. Or not, because after I finish releasing everything again, I'm gonna show why I think Grit Dust is actually the best thing to sell. And again, we're going to be a little off anyway because of the singular pebbles and rocks that we're getting for each time we perform the glitch. Then we're going to get an extra rock here. Oh, actually we're wrong anyway because it should be times 26 and not 25. I forgot to take into account the initial releases. Yeah, so next time I'll know how many I need to actually set up and how many I'll need to do for multiple release, or vice versa. But I will release every single one because I definitely need the room. So will I lose out on some grit? Yes. Couple hundred? Yes. But will it be worth it for the clarity? I believe so, yes. I could probably use to not release these 5 specifically. If I had to guess on a number. What was that like? That's almost 300 over on the grit gravel. And the final Pokemon. We maxed out on Pebbles, but we already knew that. We were like, what is that? What is it? 18? Let's say it's 19, like 500 plus over. Like 300 over on the grit gravel. The rocks are fine. We weren't close to double maxing on rock. Shinobi. New Sogo. Oh, I don't know anything about that. Shinobi, you missed my class on grit. Unless you were here, just lurking before saying anything. Because we have double maxed on the pebbles and the gravel. Almost maxed on the rock. But not quite. But I stated this before I started. I think what you actually want to do, if you're looking to make the most money, I didn't run the numbers. I should have, but I didn't. If you look on here, for each of these per singular item sold, you have Grit Dust at 50, Pebble at 800, Gravel at 200. Oh, these are in different orders. I wonder why they had Gravel at the end. Maybe I'm wrong. And Rock with the most at 3,000. Can I like switch these to a different order so they're easier to read? Yeah. Maybe I should do this. Gravel, and then Pebble, and then Rock, right? In this order? Yes. Okay. So the convergent, dang, dude. Not convergent. I can't think of the word right now. Okay. So 50, 200, 800, 3,000. Grit Dust sells for 50. I can't believe I'm blanking on the word, but I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to sit here and think about it until I can remember the word I want to use. Not exchange. Is it exchange rate? It's not the exchange rate, but anyway. 50, 200, 800, 3,000. I've said that multiple times now. If you go to the woman whose name I can't remember, you can give her 10 Grit Dust. She will give you 1 Gravel. That word I feel like it starts with a C and I can't remember the word right now. This is ridiculous. And I believe it's 10 Gravel for 1 Pebble, 10 Pebbles for 1 Rock. But if you multiply 10 and 50, you get 500, right? Because 10 dust is 1 pebble. But 1 pebble is you're only going to get 200 for it. So, at least from dust to gravel, you make more money selling dust. Of equal numbers, of equal amounts. So if you had 500 times 10, it's 5,000. I think I'm doing that right. 500? Or is it times 100? It's 100. It's not 10. Right? I'm explaining why Grit Dust is worth more than Grit Rock. It's worth more to farm dust than for rocks. Because when you go to... What's her name? Her. What's her name? You, over there. Zizu. When you go to Zizu, exchange. Oh, you can't even do Oh, you can't do dust? What? Okay. Anyway, in theory, if you could give dust to go into gravel, it's the equivalent of 10, right? I can't think of the right word. I'm being really dumb right now. 10 grit gravel equals 1 grit pebble, and so on and so forth, right? Let's go to rock. 10 pebbles. The exchange rate is 10, right? I can't think of the word. Is it convert? It's not convergent. I don't know. Maybe I need to drink more water right now, but I can't think of the word. It starts with a C, I'm pretty sure. I feel it in my mind. It starts with a C. Right? So, with the idea that the lesser one is 10 times, is 1/10 of the bigger one. If you just did the math on any of these, they get less worth the amount. Conversion. I was so close, Shinobi, so close to saying the right word, but my mind wouldn't allow it. My mind's like, nope, convergent. You want convergent, dude. Hey, did you think about convergent? I was like, it's not convergent, though. Stop saying convergent. It's not convergent. And then it would whisper, convergent. Like, all right, exchange. We're going to go with exchange rate. Jeez. That was brutal. Anyway. 10 dust equals 1 gravel. 10 gravel equals 1 pebble. 10 pebble equals 1 rock. So it's 100 times 10 times 100 times 1,000 is 50,000 compared to 3,000 with 1 rock. 1 rock gets you 3,000. If you sold all the amount of dust that would equal up to a rock, you'd make more money selling the dust than you would selling the rock. Or even if you wanted to go with gravel. Because just from gravel to pebble is 2,000 instead of 800. That would be 20,000 compared to the 1 rock if you exchanged it all the way up. So you actually make less money on the bigger items. Does that make sense? Can we all agree? I thought of this the other day when I was looking at it. Wait, 50? That's just business. I will say though, again, if you're just looking at this, much easier to get pebbles and gravel and rock. Way easier at the end game to get those items than it is to get dust. I can put this dust into my items box and it still won't be maxed out. Or I've double maxed on gravel and pebbles. I lost gravel and pebble through releasing Pokemon. I should have stopped earlier, but I just wanted to get rid of them. To make space for more Pokemon. To make my mind more clear. And now if I wanted to, I could just freely level up whatever Pokemon I want. I'll probably level up a Lopunny or something. If I had a shiny alpha Pokemon, I would level that up. I would level that up right now. But none of my shinies are alpha. So I can't. I guess I could buy Pokeballs. I already bought Sticky Globs, Smoke Bombs, and what was it, Scatterbangs. I think if you go anywhere, they all buy your stuff for the same amount. So, you know, it's fine, whatever. Do I have any mints ready? I'm gonna say no. I think when they're all gone is when they're ready, yeah. It's empty now because all my Pokemon have been released. Look at all these empty boxes. It's refreshing. I would like to look for more Bidoof. But I do not believe there is a way to increase your alpha odds. I think it's just 2% forever, except for outbreaks. We could do resets for outbreaks. That's what we should do. I should have done that from the beginning. Because I think I want an Adamant or an Impish Bidoof. Yeah, Impish maybe. Apparently you want defensive Pokemon. No, I don't want that. Nope, wrong one. What's this one? No, yeah, I want an Impish, which I might actually have in home now, but for right now, I cannot go into home, I believe. Maybe I could, but I don't think I can. Although I could go on mobile and see if it's in there. Which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drink a couple sips of water. But yeah, very easy glitch to perform if you want more grit, anything. If you want it for money, if you just want it for grit, it's very easy to perform. Pokemon? Bidoof, where are you, Bidoof? I have 5 Bidoof. Alright, that's 1, that's 2. Okay, I have 3 Bidoof. Hardy, and Modest. The other 2 Bidoof are shiny, they're from Pokemon Go. I don't want them. Not even interested. So I guess we'll go for an Outbreak. We'll try to get an MMO. I was gonna use this one, then use an Adamant Mint on it. Or I guess an Impish Mint on it, but... Let's see. What else do I need? I need to catch anyway to get them perfected, so... Right, Massive Mass Outbreaks give you the alphas, I think. How much money do we have? Oh, that's right, I still have all that stuff in my satchel. I gotta sell some stuff. We could put that into the item box. We would have to actually sell all of this. How many do I want to sell? Maybe I put the maximum amount of rocks into my item box and then sell half of the rest of the grit. Does that sound smart? I don't want to sell all of it because... Oh, that was... Alright, that was easy. And, you know, I get rid of the dust. We'll put that in there. And then I could sell half? Or 500 of the pebbles and gravel. I think we'll do that. We'll sell 500 each. They go fast when you use them, but I think I'm going to be a little bit more conservative with my usage of grit. Like somewhere just at less than half. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And honestly, grit rock you use the least of. So 6. Wait, is that right? 96? I was wrong. Okay. Wait, you can go over 1,000,000? I thought you could only go to 999,000. I wasn't even looking at that number. Oh man. Good thing, I guess. Alright, that's fine. I'm like, oh, I can't afford to buy all the upgrades to the satchel. Yeah, I can. I've been so worried about going over 999,999. Should have went the other way. That would have been smarter. Boom. 900 Pokeballs. And I will squander all of them. Also, I need to figure out what I can battle with Mime Jr. because I'm almost at using Mimic the amount of times that it wants me to. I just need 8 more. I got into an outbreak and I was able to use a number of mimics. I don't remember how many I had before, but yeah, so we'll do resets for a little bit. We're gonna have to end in about 20 minutes. Okay. Wait, do I back out here and then save and then go to the mass outbreak? I don't know when these spawn in. I'll save now. Okay. Do we see any Bidoofs? No, we do not. So we reset. And now I have to be careful to not update. For reasons. I guess we could just go to these spots real quick. Just fly over, see if they spawn, fly to the next spot. It's an Eevee. It's a regular, I think that's a regular big sized Bidoof. I think I've caught 2 alpha Bidoof over here. That's why I have the stamp there. There is another bit of information in regards to spawns that I don't know if it's true, but it might be worth exploring one day, maybe. Oh, that's an alpha Psyduck. Do we want an alpha Psyduck? It does not appear as though we want an alpha Psyduck. Is it coming for us? Does it see us? Heavy specimen. We do need an alpha. Alright. Is it just 5 and over there? Yo! Oh. Are you angry? Oh, it is. Don't run away from me. Do an attack. Will that count? It failed because it missed. Ooh. Mimic. Alright, one step closer. Bye, Mime Jr. You served your purpose. I don't remember how many mimics we needed. But we'll do them until we run out of Mime Juniors. Hopefully, was that 3? Hopefully 3 was enough. Alright. We got some dust though. Mime Jr. Skipped it. Skipped it again. We need 4 more? Dang, dude. I don't know if I really want to use my max revive on it. Although, I could use... Did I max out the HP? I didn't. I could use it. A 1 on the HP and then it would revive one of them. It's fine. They remain on the party, I guess. We will ignore the barrel. We'll also ignore the Cricketune that's over here. I must say I'm so lucky over here. Getting the Alpha Bidoof. Oh, we got a follower. Forest. I don't know what name to say for that. Lecker? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. How are you? How's your day? What's your favorite Pokemon? That's a good one. Perfecting the Dex. I'm actually looking for Alpha Bidoof right now. You know, byproduct of perfection would be nice, but I'm not. I'm only going to. I think I'm going to perfect them when I go to hunt for. Like if I go to shiny hunt them, like Crobat. I have that perfected. But right now, no. This stream was mostly releasing Pokemon to show the grit glitch off and show people how to do it. What was I gonna look for? Palkia. Aqua Tail, no. Strong, Agile Style, okay. Do you have any shinies yet? I have a couple shinies. What do I want to use? Do I want to use Aqua Tail? Yeah, sure. I don't really hunt in this game, but I'm not hunting in this game right now. If that makes any sense. Oh wait, you said I hunt a lot. What do you hunt? What are you hunting right now? Just got shiny alpha Prinplup. Pretty cool. I caught one. Oh yeah, I caught Psyduck. So you're just thinking right now? Have you perfected the entries? No. Do you think you're going to? That would take too long? Okay. That seems fair. Okay, we got some mass outbreaks here. We got some mass outbreaks here. We're gonna see if either of them are Bidoof. Alright guys, which should we go to first? Alabaster or Obsidian Fieldlands? Which one? Obsidian, Alabaster. Do you have a shiny you are... that I... Obsidian? Alright, we'll go to Obsidian first and then see if any of them are Bidoof. Do you have a shiny you like hunting? I shiny hunt basically as a means to an end. I would like to have a shiny living dex. Other than that, I don't really care too much. I prefer Munchlax though. We do need to catch Munchlax. And there is, I don't know if this means that, does this, the star means that there's the potential for the evolution, right? But all of these have the potential for a second round. Is that correct? But to answer your question, that I like hunting. I actually prefer breeding Pokemon. I don't remember why I came back to this game. Probably just to complete the living dex for home. Let's go for Munchlax first, because I do want Bidoof. I do want Alpha Bidoof. But I need to catch a bunch of Munchlax for the dex. I need to catch at least 5, and I need to catch 4 more without getting spotted. I don't know about them resting, but... Whereas Bidoof, I need to catch like 5 more or something. But I'm really just looking for the alpha. I want to get the alpha ones. How many hours do you have? Well, we were actually going to end in a couple of minutes. But if I go to this Munchlax and then Bidoof and there isn't a second round, I guess that's pretty much it. But I did want to get an alpha impish Bidoof. Does not need to be shiny, it's only for use in this game. Let's just go here though. But yeah. Oh, wait, no, I want to reset. Alright, it was the top one and it was the bottom one. But I should be back tomorrow. Just got shiny Rotom. Pretty cool. Are you trying to just get any shinies, or are you like going for shiny alphas? Yeah, I think I'm if I'm gonna hunt in this game, I think it'll just be for the shiny alphas. Actually, let's check Alabaster. Let's see what Alabaster has. I don't know if Bidoof can spawn there in MMO, but maybe. Shiny Rowlet. Shiny Rowlet wouldn't be too bad. An alpha? That'd be pretty cool. No. Okay, we'll reset one last time and go to Obsidian. Yeah. I need to catch, I think, one more Rowlet in a distortion to perfect its dex. I'm missing one Rowlet. I've perfected Dartrix and Decidueye. I need one more Rowlet. So the top was Munchlax. We do need to feed some. I'm glad I bought smoke bombs. So this one is... No! It's fine, I'll just put that there. Oh man. Seriously? Oh my gosh. Whatever, I'll remember where it is. Uh, Pretty much any games where I could breed. We're still a little far away. Wrong one. Oh, I don't have the food it likes. No, it's pretty much like I said. I'm just shiny hunting. It's whatever comes up next on the list. These munchlax take too long, man. Get closer, buddy. All right, taking too long. Oh, well, that did not give me, uh, extra. So I guess this Bidoof is just gonna be a regular Bidoof. Alright, that's okay, I guess. At least this is where another Bidoof could spawn, so... What was over here? I don't remember this one. Oh. Let's put that there. Bidoof, I'm coming after you, Bidoof. I could just catch the 4 and get the perfection over with. Can you show your shinies when you're done with checking the Bidoof spawn? I don't know if I can get into Pokemon Home right now. But... I don't know if it's really necessary either. I'm not trying to show off my shinies. I'm not like... I don't really care to show off. I just want to collect them and keep them stored in a box forever. Wait, I could use... Hey. Hey, you guys! Are you all gonna battle me? Nope. Will you live? You did not live. I should have saved. Will I be faster? I am. Alright, well. I got 2 mimics off on that. Denied. 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 Oh. I'm not gonna feel bad about that one. That one ran into the ocean. Is that all of them? Is it with the stupid barrel? It didn't knock it out? Uh-oh. Will we get more? Nope. Oh well. But there could be one across the water. Nope. Well, we perfected Bidoof for what that's worth. Agile Aurisphere? What was it? Burmy. Wrong map. Flying type move. Or we could catch it. I think I will defeat it instead. Oh, it avoided the attack? What? Got a shiny Chirom out of a tree? Pretty cool. Pretty rare. I didn't hear that, but I saw it. Can you save? I don't remember if you could save or not. Well, I just sold a bunch of grit with the grit glitch. That is why I have that much money. I thought that the max was 999,999. I thought I was about to lose money. How did I get that? With that amount of money? With a grit glitch. I don't know how far back in the stream it is, but if you want to watch the VOD, or if you want to go to YouTube and watch the live, it'll be on there. I could try to explain it quickly without any Pokemon in my pastures, but you need a lot of Pokemon. Step 1, have a lot of Pokemon. Step 2, have a Pokemon that's between the levels. Actually, I didn't do a very good job of explaining that earlier. I explained it really well the other day, but earlier on I did not explain it. Have a Pokemon between the levels 11 and 24, and also that Pokemon can't have anything 3 or above in any stat. It has to be low stats. Yeah, I'll just leave. I won't get that satchel. I caught 17 Pokemon? It was like a blur. Oh, it was an alpha? Snorlax? I'm glad I destroyed the barrel. Boom, perfected Bidoof. I'll show you quickly in the village basically how to do the glitch. I could probably actually do the glitch now, but I need more Pokemon. Or it's kind of not worth it. In my opinion, it wouldn't be worth it. So as you can see, maxed out on Pebble, Rock, Gravel. I had actually gone over Pebble, 2,450 Pebble. It was over that. Gravel was over 2,050, and in total, the rocks were 1,325. It was over that. Over those numbers. I don't know what the exact numbers were. Okay, so the important part, if you're going to do this glitch, first save, because if you mess up, you could always just reset. And importantly, after saving, is wherever you release Pokemon, it has to be with Ingo. It won't work with the lady over at the pasture, or if you're on the field and you're talking to one of the field people, it won't work. It only works with Ingo. So too high. This would work. This would work. This would work. Is it all the Bidoof? All the Bidoofs here would work. 24. I'm not sure if shininess affects this. I want to say it doesn't, but I would say to maybe not release your shiny. Alright, so I can use any of these Bidoof, right? Alright, so I could set up with these Bidoof, it's fine. I'm just gonna save. Right, I'm gonna save in front of him. I'm not gonna keep this, so I'm just saving. Alright, real fast. You're talking to Ingo, right? You go to select Pokemon. Now, what you want to do is the first Pokemon. It could be multiple Pokemon, I guess, but you only need one. It's between levels 11 and 24, right? 13, 13, 12, 14, 12, 13. None of its stats are 3 or above that. They're either 0s, 1s, or 2s. It's fine. I'll show you these other Pokemon, even though it doesn't kind of matter. I'm gonna move Psyduck, so I'm gonna keep the Psyduck. I mean, I'm not gonna save here anyway, but this is an aside, right? Aside from the glitch, I'm just gonna break down these Pokemon to tell you what you're gonna get for each of them. So again, this is none of these have a 3 stat or higher. Okay, they're all in 60 to 62. So each one of these is going to give a Grit Pebble, right? So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 Munchlax. Yeah, 9. I'm not going to deal with these alphas. I was going to say shiny. These alphas because it adds another layer to it. If you were going to release the Snorlax on its own, right? Or these Munchlax, as I went over, these are like level 60s, nothing over 3, so you're going to get a Grit Pebble. You'd get 9 Grit Pebbles if you released all 9 of these, right? If you were going to release this, wow, that's a pretty high level. I think that's my highest level thing I've caught. So, if this was just a regular Pokemon at level 83, you would get a Grit Rock. Right? Just level 83, anything 75 to 100, you're going to get a Grit Rock when you release it. So this is a bad example. Get out of here, Snorlax. Bad example, Snorlax. Psyduck, right? Level 31, not an alpha. Everything is below 3, right? You would get a Grit Gravel for releasing it. This Psyduck, though, has any stat above 3. So that would be a Grit Pebble you'd get instead of Gravel. But it's also an alpha. So it would give you a Grit Rock also. Right? Regular, run-of-the-mill Psyduck at 31. Low level, low stats gets you Grit Gravel. This one being an alpha, having a 3 or above in any stat is going to get you a Grit Rock. So, no, let's just, you know what? I'll use the Psyduck too. It's fine. Right? So we have these 10 Pokemon. You got these 10 Pokemon. We're going to get, what did I say this was going to be? These are going to be Grit Pebbles. It's going to be 8 Grit Pebbles and 1 31 Grit Rock. Okay? I'm going to save again because I don't remember everything I just did and I don't want to mess anything up. Okay, so you're talking to Ingo, right? Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, wait. You know, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is okay. So yeah, all right. You're talking to Ingo. Sorry. Again, this only works with Ingo. Okay. It won't work with the lady at the pasture. It won't work on the field. It's only Ingo. You select any Pokemon that's level 11 to 24 and has nothing 3 and above. 0s, 1s, and 2s are all fine. Okay, it's pretty important. That part is pretty important. Because when you release one of those Pokemon, you're gonna get Grit Dust. Which is kind of part of the glitch, right? So you release Bidoof. In this case, it's Bidoof by Bidoof. Now, if you backed out at this point, you would get Grit Dust. Right? You don't want to back out, though. What you're going to do is select multiple Pokemon. Okay, we've selected our 10 Pokemon, because I can count. Now, when we release them, the first item slot gets overridden by a new item. So where we would have gotten Grit Dust, we're now going to be getting, what did I say we were going to get? Grit Pebble, right? And followed by 1 Grit Rock. we won't be getting the Grit Dust from that Bidoof that we initially released. We won't get that Grit Dust. We're going to get the 9 Grit Pebbles and the 1 Grit Rock. Right? We release them all. Say yes. Now we back out. We did get Grit Dust. I don't know how that happened. We got the 9 Grit Pebbles, like I said, and we got the Grit Rock. Okay, now I remember. Okay. It doesn't get overridden at that point, the first slot. Now, we still don't leave the conversation with him, right? We have been talking to him the whole time. We go back to select Pokemon. Now, at this point, that first slot would get overridden. That was my mistake. I'm sorry about that. So we got the Grit Dust, the Pebbles, and the Rock. Now, this is... I mean, that was a glitch in itself, right? Because I don't think it should have shown you all that. It should have just showed you one or the other. Now, when you go to release a Pokemon... let's use Snorlax, actually, as the example. So the first slot was Dust, correct? From the Bidoof. And then we had the Pebble. And then we had a Grit Rock, right? So we released the Snorlax. And then we back. And the first item we're gonna get is a Grit Rock, followed by those 9 Grit Pebbles, and then another Grit Rock. Grit Rock, Pebbles, Grit Rock. You go to select Pokemon. I'll show you with Bidoof, we're gonna get Grit Dust again in the first slot. Dust, Pebbles, Rock. So what happens is you selected that first Pokemon. It gives you Grit Pebbles. The reason why it's important that it's a low level, because I think you could do it with any level, is because the low level Pokemon gives you Grit Dust, which theoretically is the least important thing to be overridden, right? So in our first slot, we had Grit Dust from the Bidoof. Then in the second and third slot, it was the Pebble from the... what was it? It wasn't Psyduck. It was Munchlax, right? It was the 9 Munchlax gave us the Pebble, and the Psyduck gave us a Rock. So it goes Dust, Pebble, Rock, and whatever the first slot is, in this case Dust, because we used a low level, Bidoof, that will get overridden with whatever Pokemon you are going to release next. Whereas the second, I think the second two, the following slots don't get overridden, right? If you released a high level Pokemon and you would have gotten a Grit Rock, whatever, if that were in the first slot, it gets overridden by something else. So you don't want the good item to be in the first slot. You want a bad item to be in the first slot. I have no real Pokemon anymore because I released them all. Let's say, alright, Clefairy would be Rock. This would be a Grit Dust. These would all be Grit Dust. I don't know if I have any like gravel Pokemon. 25, 33? Nope. Too high. 45? Okay. If I release Oshawott, based on its stats and its level, I'm going to get Grit Gravel in the first slot, then the 9 pebbles, and then 1 grit rock. Right? Goodbye, Oshawott, for now. We got the gravel, the pebbles, and the rock. And again, never leave the conversation. Never select anything but select Pokemon. And basically, it's that. And you can keep doing that until I guess you released all your Pokemon if you wanted, but I wouldn't suggest it. And then in the end, when you finally do back out all the way, I don't know what these numbers were, like $4.99 or whatever for each thing, plus the dust, which there was 0 dust in my satchel before. So we got the 1 gravel, 47 pebbles, and 5 rocks. Now, I don't want to keep all that. I don't want that stuff. I want to keep those Pokemon. But, yes, it's very easy. Once you figure it out, it's pretty easy. But yeah, that's all you need to do. If you needed a list for levels and stats, I will post it. This is how you would know like what Pokemon, if you want to cross-reference it with a Pokemon you have. Just go to that. There's a little table that shows you the list, and like if the stats are this, you'll get whatever grit item. I guess I could post it on the YouTube side too. Why not? If anybody is in there, I think the chat shows up there too. Yeah, no problem. I saw like videos on it, and they were old. They were like new at the time, right, when it was discovered. I didn't think that. For me, it was a little difficult to understand because I didn't. The way it was presented to me, was my understanding, so it was my fault. Was that the Pokemon would show up again in my pastures, and I would just be re-releasing them. I didn't realize that it was you're releasing an additional Pokemon and getting the benefits. But you're welcome. I thought it was a really cool glitch, so I wanted to be able to explain it to other people if they ever needed an explanation. So you could use it for leveling up Pokemon if you want, or it's, I guess, primarily used to make a lot of money. I didn't want to use it to make a lot of money necessarily. I wanted it to level up Pokemon as much as I wanted, but you do whatever you want with it. I was supposed to end stream a half hour ago, so we're gonna end it now. Since we've released all those Pokemon today, I can move on to catching certain Pokemon that I want to catch. Hopefully alphas of them to use, because why not? If it's in the game, like it's tied to this game, I might as well try to catch those. Lecker, have a good day. We're gonna say bye to Lilu. Goodbye, Lilu. Shinobi, I'm not sure if you're still here on YouTube side, but thank you for being here earlier, if you're not here anymore. Lecker, thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. Enjoy the glitch. If anybody else was here lurking or watching the VOD, hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And until next time, stay frosty.